want it.
Anticipating it being a very loud, hostile environment. It'll be a tough challenge, but I think we're up for it.
I live for moments like this.
It's a primetime game against two great opponents. We want to go out and dominate.
Leave no doubt. Our game, our mindset, our mentality, all night. Duke After Dark can really be special. And around here, the energy is building as the Florida State Seminoles are chasing big goals this season. But tonight, a Duke team trying to beat FSU for the first time ever represents a serious challenge. Welcome to Tallahassee and Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Capital One. This presentation of the ACC on ESPN. And this is the Dr. Pepper Championship Drive game of the week. And welcome to Doug Campbell, Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, Holly Rowe will join us. We've been coming here a long time, and I go back to the days when Deion Sanders was a player down there, and we've seen some highs and lows, but you can feel it now, Kirk. Ranked number 4, undefeated, favored in all their games. They're expecting big things from this team.
Yeah, this is a team that won 10 games last year. They lost 3 in the middle, won 6 at the end, created a lot of buzz for this year. Then Jordan Travis, I think, his presence and what he's been able to do. So they've been able to handle the expectations. We saw him week 1 against LSU, neutral site in Orlando. They won that game. They've been challenged against Clemson. Right now, they're starting to believe, but this will be a good test for them tonight.
Both quarterbacks, number 13, are big stories. We'll get to Riley Leonard for Duke in a second, but Jordan Travis has been so efficient. He has the right mindset, I think, Kirk, to face a defense like Duke that's going to make him be patient tonight. All the playmakers are back for him this evening.
Yeah, he does so many things for this offense, much more than just the physical aspect of his game. He's going to create with his legs. He's going to calm everybody down. But you look at this defense he's going up against. If you've not seen Duke play, this is not the Duke that you're used to seeing in the past. Mike Elko, in his second year, has a team that's built around the strength of the team, which is the defense. They do not allow you to put the ball downfield. They've only allowed 1 completion when the ball travels 20 yards in the air. Think about that. Number 1 in the country. So this will be a really interesting challenge for Travis and the Noles offense.
Duke's offense built around Riley Leonard. He's the dual threat quarterback, projected future first rounder, but suffered that high ankle sprain on the final play of that narrow loss to Notre Dame. It looked terrible at the time. Somehow, there were no torn ligaments, and he's going to try to give it a go tonight.
It's remarkable. We were there that night to call that game, and when he went down, it was horrific. The fact he is here 3 weeks later and has a chance to play, he looked great in warm-ups. Mike Elko telling us and confirmed with Holly, they're going to give him a shot here, give him a few series, see how it feels, and then go from there. He is the heartbeat of this team, much like Jordan Travis is to Florida State. That's what Riley Leonard has been to Duke over the last couple years, and he has actually similar skill set. He can throw, but the challenge is he can run, and when you have a high ankle sprain, that's tough.
He's got more rushing touchdowns than touchdown passes. We'll keep a close eye on that ankle tonight, but Leonard says he wants to try it. The Seminoles and the Duke Blue Devils, biggest collision ever in this series, coming up from Tallahassee.
The Nissan pregame drive is next, after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Businesses work best when they put people first. Your dedicated Cintas service reps help make sure your team has the essential products they need, where and when they need them, to help keep them looking great, feeling confident, and ready to be their best. Get Cintas.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Let's get this haunting started. These families compete to see whose tricks are worth a treat.
Oh my gosh.
It's the Great Halloween Fright Fight. Sunday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
In 2022, the all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 5 won the award for World Car of the Year. So, of course, the all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 6 just had to go out and win World Car of the Year for 2023. World Car of the Year 2 years in a row. And both now come with a complimentary EV charger and up to $600 installation credit. You know how competitive sibling rivalries can be.
Here in the Bay, our cars take us and all of our stuff where we want to go. But our cars can't take us anywhere with unpaid tolls. Vehicles with overdue unpaid tolls may not be able to renew their registration until outstanding balances are paid. Payment assistance is available. Visit BayAreaFastTrack.org/assistance.
So go pay your unpaid tolls today.
And keep your wheels on the road.
There's an issue affecting many children that I can't solve alone. It's called toxic stress. It's how a child's body responds to difficult experiences, from harsh language to a painful loss. It builds up inside, making it harder to fight off infections and illnesses, and increasing the risk for lasting health issues. But there are steps parents can take to help. Learn 4 things you can do to overcome toxic stress at first5california.com.
Watch ABC 7 News, now streaming 24/7.
Florida man seen wrestling with 2 gators. I wonder if these Florida man things are really true.
After everything we've been through, ow! Go to sleep. It's my turn to drive.
Welcome to the Nissan pregame drive. Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy.
And welcome back, Chris, Kirk, and Holly. Before we kick it off here, review a dramatic afternoon in college football. Ohio State, Penn State, for you lovers of defense. Offense wasn't too good, but Mayan Williams busted it in here. Buckeyes went up 10-3, and then they just turned it over to the defense, which gave Drew Aller a hellish afternoon.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, in fact, any conversion at all, you knew that was going to be the challenge for the first-year starter, especially on the road in that atmosphere against an aggressive defense. They couldn't convert all day. It gave Ohio State the ball back, and it wasn't necessarily a historic day for Kyle McCord, but they did enough, and he found 18 a bunch of times.
Having the best player in the field made a difference for Ohio State. 11 catches for Marvin Harrison Jr., and the Buckeyes win. A big scare for Oklahoma. Dylan Gabriel against his former team, UCF. He put him up 8, but here come the Golden Knights.
I mean, you're down to a minute 20. Knights come all the way down. They put a touchdown on the board. Now it comes down to the 2-pointer. Can they potentially send this to OT? Need a conversion.
Too cute here?
Got a little cute, and Oklahoma defended it really well. They escaped. Wonder if there might be a little hangover after the big win a couple weeks ago against Texas.
Texas escaped. Meanwhile, Alabama was in deep trouble. Tennessee had the lead. Here's Milt with a touchdown pass. Castles, but they couldn't cash in on some first and goals. Bama came roaring back.
They set the tone in the second half. That's within a minute of the start of the second half. Milroe makes a big play. That almost ignited the Bama defense. The momentum completely switched. It was all Alabama in that second half.
Yeah, 27 unanswered points for the tie. People keep trying to write them off. They are still there, but just the one loss.
They are. And you think about they've got LSU. They still have some big opponents left. But, boy, things have changed drastically from where they were after losing that game just whatever it was, week 2 to Texas.
Got some pregame access here. Coach Mike Norvell and the leader of that Duke defense, Brandon Johnson.
Big plays tonight. Put on a show. Let's go. Makes you get used to having that ball in that left hand, right? Left hand on that ball. May use that right hand for a stiff arm. Trust it and hit it. You got it? Let's go get it. 0. Let's go get it, Jacod. Big night, baby. Big night. Let's go be you. Go be you. Go be you. Every rep. Every rep. Every rep.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. You know what to do. You're busy. Let's go. We ain't got to say too much, you did. We communicate. That's the key to every game. Let's go. We're the best in the nation. Let's go. Hey, Big Trim on 2. 1-2. Big Trim. Let's go.
Johnson leads the defense. It has a bunch of veterans and some key transfers. Florida State, Duke, coming up. This has been the Nissan pregame drive. Kickoff from Doak Campbell Stadium is coming up next. But now we'll look inside Nissan's Heisman House.
Man, I hate dusting.
Then get you some Easy Does It dust spray. Now in Pine Center.
Who are you talking to? Hey, Tebow, you got any floss?
After meals, I tackle gingivitis with Minty Floss.
These guys seem really good at endorsing. I don't know if I'm at that level yet.
Level up with the 2023 Nissan Rogue. Go Rogue in a Nissan Rogue.
Come on, you got this. Joe's Iced Tea of UCLA. Quench your thirst the Bruin way.
Quench your thirst. Can't do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's go.
Everything they've tasted until now was just practice for this.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
These are the two sauces.
Sweet and spicy jam.
And the mambo.
Look how that thing drizzle on there.
The way it's glistening, stop. Oh my.
What's up, everybody?
Sweet and spicy jam.
Hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. What a mess we are right now. But that's okay. We're working on it. Why can't I get my mic stand to work right? Anyway, welcome in. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend so far. Mine's been shitty, but that's what happens when you spend your weekend cleaning. Let's see. We've got Florida State and Duke tonight. Duke, I believe, with a backup quarterback. So, huge underdogs in this game. That'll probably be my main game unless it turns into an ass kicking, in which case we'll switch to Utah and USC. But I will have USC and Utah on in the background. Let's see. As always, boop, if you don't have somewhere to watch, you can hit me up on social. I'll tell you how I watch. Good day of college football so far. Not a great day, but a good day of college football so far. That Ohio State-Penn State game was a little boring, but a good game. I was also watching Air Force at the time. Another win for Air Force. Not much more you can say than that. They just keep winning games, man. What else? Tennessee got up early and then fell apart. Another win for Saban and the Tide. Texas got a scare. OU got a scare. Both them survive, I believe. Actually, Texas may not be officially over yet. I did see that the Oklahoma game went final. Let's see if Texas went final. It did. 31-24 went final. So, all right, let's kick this thing off. Let's go. Have they not even come out of the... Oh, my God. So much for, whatever, 5:30 start. It's 5:45. Like, let's freaking go. It's so annoying when they do that. Just tell me what time the game actually freaking starts. And I knew it, too. That's why I started the stream late. It's freaking ridiculous, though. They let somebody aside from the chief throw the spear in the ground? I thought only the chief did that. I didn't know they had, like, guest chief throwers. Guest spear throwers. God, this freaking mic stand. It's like one of the big upgrades I need to make almost immediately. I'm so frustrated with it. But I'm frustrated with most things today. It's been a frustrating day. All right, let's see if that'll stay. All right. Looks like I'm probably about 60 seconds behind regular TV time, so that's good. Or 60 seconds behind real time, because I'm assuming they actually kicked at 45, and it's 46, so. We'll see Jordan Travis first. He looked good the couple times that I watched him. I think he's he gets a little bit more hype than he deserves, but it's been so long since Florida State had a good, since Jameis, that Florida State had a good quarterback, you know. So, but this Duke defense is legit. Right off the bat, breathing down his neck. As always, would love to hear if you have any bets on the game, college football in general today. Has your day been good, bad? I have had average NFL weeks, and if you go 500 when you're betting, you end up losing money. So I've had some average NFL weeks, and so I didn't bet on any college football games today. I'm gonna give it a go for tomorrow. Oh, you can't drop a ball like that. What an awkward jump. Like, why did that look so weird? I hope he's all right, but what up, NK? No, I'm not showing the game. I got pinched. I got in trouble. So I don't show the games anymore. I just do watch-alongs. And I do have a Discord. It's not active yet. It's set up, but it's not active yet. I don't have people in there, so I will put that up soon, but I don't have it right now. But thanks for jumping in. We normally just use the chat here as where we talk, so. Yeah, he's coming off a little gimpy. All right, 3rd and 1. I'm probably moving Travis here. I don't know that I'm just running right into that defense, though. They did. They had off-tackle play. What's up, Big? Appreciate you jumping in. Appreciate you telling me what to do. That's awesome. Brother, I got in trouble, man. I got pinched for copyright, so I do not show them anymore. Which, if you were in here before when I was showing the game, I even mentioned to you that when I got in trouble, I wasn't going to show them anymore. So, appreciate you jumping in the chat, though. This Duke defense has been stuffing people all year long. So if they can put together a drive here, even for 3 points on the first series, I think that's huge. Especially because Duke's got that backup quarterback in. So third and 7, though. This is going to be a long convert. And you need it probably. I probably don't kick the field goal. But I might tell my play caller here, you got 2 plays to pick this up. Because punting from, what are we at, the 42, not really going to help us a whole lot. Screen call. What a good call. Still short, though. All right, so 36-yard line. Are you kicking the field goal here? Yeah, you got to go for it. Oh, what a play. Did he stop him, though? Who is that, 93? Who's 93? Because he is the one that stopped that whole damn thing. They lined up quickly. They didn't stack everybody up. Normally, you've got a whole bunch of guys there, all pushing, and they didn't have everybody there, but 93 knifes in, gets the penetration, and stops him from being able to fall forward. Oh, they do have Riley Leonard in. I thought they had their backup quarterback in. Oh, well, then I really like Duke in this game. Ew, the spread was 14 points this morning. Running the ball against this Florida State defense is going to be important. Yeah, 10.5 you can get on Duke right now. I think that's huge if they have their starting quarterback. I thought the line was that big because we knew Leonard wasn't going to play. First and 10, they take a shot. A poor one, but a shot nonetheless. I don't know that you want the tight end running that route. I hate that little freaking mustache on top of their helmet. Getting the ball out quick. First down. Riley Leonard getting the ball out quick, and that's going to be important if he can't move around. Does he get in? Yes, he does. Big start. Big start for Duke. Oh, I love that. They're still reviewing it. I think he's in. Yeah, that's a touchdown. Seeing if I can get you guys the score bug here. Sean Considine, like ex-player Sean Considine? It's a great start for Duke. Yeah, 2 touchdown favorites. Good afternoon. All right, we'll take the first commercial break with them. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. Still in commercial. So Duke 7-0 now. Line has switched to Duke plus 6.5 for even money, or Florida State minus 6.5 for minus 130. I like Duke in this game since Riley Leonard is playing. I thought he was out, which is why it was 2 touchdowns. Turns out Vegas just thinks Florida State's 2 touchdowns better than Duke, and I don't know that that's right. So, but I wouldn't jump on it necessarily at minus 6.5. If Florida goes down and gets a score here, you're going to be able to get a little bit better odds than that. But it looks like a lot of people betting that. All right. Interested to see how this Florida State team responds. So weird that there's like decent games on the CW. Yeah, I was going to say, are you not paying attention to the play clock? Can't do that. Little RPO. I like that. Getting them out of the pocket. This defense gets after you, man. Every game I've watched with them, they have harassed the quarterback. So I like those little RPOs. Give him a little movement, boot him out, all that kind of stuff. Try to protect him. He used to coach with Mike Elko years ago, Hofstra. Again, moving the launch point for Travis. I must have seen the same thing on film. Oh, Elko's yelling that he stepped out of bounds. Is there a challenge? Gonna review it. Yeah, definitely out of bounds. So that's not only an incomplete pass, I believe it's also a penalty. I think it's both. Maybe loss of down. Be interesting to see what they do. As always, if you got any other bets on any other games, love to hear those too. Looking at the late night games, maybe I'll throw something down on one of them. Nevada, San Diego State, Arizona State, Washington. That's fun. I might like the 27.5 there. UCLA giving 17 to Stanford. Did Stanford figure something out against the Buffs? I kind of want to put money on Arizona State plus 27.5. I don't know why I like Arizona State. They're a 1-5 football team, but I do. Here we are. Here we are with me enjoying a 1-5 Arizona State team who almost beat USC and almost beat Colorado. And almost beat Oklahoma State? Oklahoma State. Gotta love those moral victories, right? Right now I got hockey on my second screen. I'll probably switch to college football or maybe the World Series. Not sure. Ah, Milkman. You must have been sweating in the first half. I was thinking about how angry you were when you were down 13-0 and Milrow was playing poorly. Yeah, I like taking the points. Cam Rising is back. I think Utah's a tough team. I think it'll be a game that comes down to the wire. What did Notre Dame show you about USC? That you can bludgeon them, that you can run the football, play good defense, and that if you're better than them on the offensive defensive lines, they fold, man. It's been the USC storyline since, Riley took back over. So I'd take the 9.5 points. I think that Utah team's going to make it tough on them, and I think it'll at least be a one-score game if Utah doesn't win it outright. Duke with another stop. Yeah, but Milkman, they're who am I to say? Bama's run the ball against everybody, but you got to find a passing game other than Milroe throwing it 60 yards downfield. You know what I mean? You got to find some sort of passing game that's consistent if you really want to do anything as Alabama. But that's just my opinion. I don't know, man. That was a really unimpressive win. I got to be honest with you. So they're going to have to figure out how to get that offense cranked up. Not to say that the Tennessee defense is bad. Tennessee's got a pretty good defense, but man, if they can run the ball like this against that Florida State defense, it's going to be a long night for Florida State. I liked the 10.5 before, but sheesh. Florida State down to -3.5 at -105. I might jump on this. Oh. Ten nothing. If you took that 14, you're up 24-0 right now. You got to feel good. Offense is lagging, you're right, but considering we don't really have a QB this year, it's kind of hard. But the defense is something we need to really beat Georgia, and we might sneak in. I do not think that's a college football playoff team. It's just my opinion. Michigan and Ohio State probably knock each other out. So you only get one bid there. You'll get a Pac-12 team in there. Pac-12 and Big Ten take each other out before the playoffs. Then they'll have to put somebody from the SEC in. Listen, I think a one-loss Pac-12 team might get in this year. Pac-12 is loaded. In Big Ten, you pretty much, whoever wins the Big Ten East is pretty much guaranteed to go in no matter what, whether it's Michigan or Ohio State. What is that, Leaders, Legends, whatever that freaking division name was. Florida State, to me, hasn't looked like a playoff team all year, but they have the media support to get them in there. So I think Washington's probably the best of those Pac-12 teams. Oregon's pretty good too, though. So we'll see. I think a one-loss Pac-12 team gets in. Doesn't matter, man. If they win the Big Ten, unless there's some kind of sanction put on them by themselves or the NCAA that stops them from participating in postseason play, which isn't likely, they'll be there. They'll be in there. And everybody used to say that they lost to Ohio State all the time, and then they started beating Ohio State. So, every year is different, man. I don't think anybody from the Big 12 gets in. Maybe Oklahoma if they run the table, but I don't know. I find that hard to believe. Why did you give me the Conference USA standings when I asked for the Big 12 standings? How weird is that? Yeah, Texas 6-1 is the only other one that might get in. Oh, he's journaling? How cute. Because the NCAA is a fraud, and I doubt they actually do anything. It's also like everybody steals everybody's signs. The thing that they were doing that is illegal is sending somebody to a game a week beforehand and trying to see if they could steal their signs. Everybody try. Why do you think they have those big blankets that they throw up behind people making signals and 6 people signaling stuff in, signaling all different stuff in? Reason that they do that is because they know people are trying to steal their signs. It's been something that's been part of the game for forever. So, I don't know. But I'd be shocked if the NCAA has the balls to actually do anything. There's no way the NCAA says you can't participate in postseason play or anything like that. Maybe Harbaugh gets another suspension, but it's probably a fine. Second and 9. If you get a stop here, that's huge. This is bringing Florida State money line into the window here. The way this game has started. Now a little hockey fight. I'm good for a hockey fight every now and then. Let's go. Oh, football. Oh, no. You had it in your hands. Oh. Duke, come on, baby. Yeah, but that's fine. He pulled it out of his stomach. He just lost it afterwards. Doesn't matter what the running back reads. 3rd and 11. You got to move his launch point because they are going to eat this offensive line alive. Did he get it? It's a heck of a catch if he did. Oh. Bad throw. The NCAA should make it so that if your team made it to the playoffs, they should play a tougher schedule because Georgia, Michigan, and Ohio State all have like soft teams they play until the end of the year where it doesn't really matter. Well, it's not going to matter next year because they're going to put in 12 teams. And when they start putting in 12 teams, all those guys will make it in anyway, even if they lose games. But the reason that they made it a 12-team playoff is so to encourage people to play those tougher games at the beginning, you know? So this is the last year it's going to matter. Florida State shooting themselves in the foot, man, all night so far. That's a tough holding call. You could call that on every play if you wanted to. Oh, wow, and they're going to pick it up. Unbelievable. That's frustrating if you're a Duke fan. Nice release. Good throw, too. Man, I wish Duke had won that Notre Dame game. Be so much more fun if they did. What up, Krabby Patty? Thanks for jumping in the chat. What's your favorite thing about space, Krabby Patty? First and goal. Gotta stop him here. Gotta hold for my bets. Gets in. Touchdown. Probs the moon and shit. I hear that. You know what's trippy about the moon? Is that we only see one side of it all the time. Isn't that weird? I like space shit too. Yeah, isn't that nuts? It turns at the same rate. So we only ever see one side of it. That's why the dark side of the moon is a weird thing. Because we can't look at it. From Earth, anyway. A different kind of space, yeah, absolutely. I'd go if they let me. If they asked me, if they wanted me to, I would go. I'd go to space. Would you go to space if they asked you to, Krabby Patty? Milkman, would you go? Would you not crap yourself? Probably not. I normally work pretty well under pressure. So. Would you go, Milkman? Even if it wasn't made of milk? Or to find out if it was made of milk? If they wanted to send you to space? Yeah, they say cheese. They say the moon is made of cheese. Which would be delicious if it was. Pretty sure it was you in Walmart car park. What did I do to you in Walmart car park? Maybe it was me. I do a lot of things. Took a shit in the Walmart car park? I don't think so. Oh, man. End of the first quarter. Yeah, I mean, don't act too big, boy. You hit him in the backfield and he still got back to the line of scrimmage. So, you know, whatever you need. Whatever you need. I know a face when I see one. Maybe it was me. What do you know? You can't prove nothing. You know when I lie. You can't prove nothing. Try me. I'm taking the commercial break with them. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. Still in a Jeopardy commercial. Commercial breaks have gotten so long, man. Duke plus 6.5. If they punt it back and it goes over 7, I might take Duke plus a touchdown. Leonard moving around okay. Not great, but good enough. Oof. Thought he had him too. Oof. Dangerous snap. Good punt, though. Block in the back. So Duke gave the ball away. Still not over a touchdown, though. Still just 6.5. They're trying to hold it there. I want a full touchdown, so I'll wait. Stupid. Stupid penalty. He had him beat anyway. Let's see. Pre-roll's good. All right. Well, I'll take the opportunity to remind you that Sterls and I will do the NFL pregame show tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Eastern. We'll pick every game. I actually bet them right in front of you. I'm not just saying stuff. I put my money where my mouth is. So, you know, I'm trying to give you the best information I have. Dog of a slate tomorrow. It's not a good NFL slate tomorrow. There's like 3 good games maybe. Bunch of teams on bye. Just a bunch of awful matchups. A lot of backup quarterbacks. It's not ideal. Not great. Why do we got so much stuff open? Let's see where these other games are. What do you say? Old Miss in a dogfight with Auburn, 14-14. Virginia not going away, 14-17. They had a lead early. Michigan's pounding Michigan State. Of course, Duke and Florida is the one we're watching here. LSU up big. Utah with the ball down 7 to SC. Interesting. You love to see it. All right. Should we put on the World Series here? What should we put on? Phillies up 2-0 in the first. Man, look at them. Third and long. Get off the field. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Duke. Oh, my God. Pick 6. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Utah ties it up, pending an extra point. That is not open. Oh, boy. Now's the time to bet on Florida State. Did I take a shit in the Walmart car park? Dude, I mean, listen, I've already addressed this. So the answer is no. I did not take a shit in the Walmart car park. And even if Krabby Patty, who has now left, thinks so, all I can say is you can't prove anything. If you could, I'd be in trouble. I've got really good control over my bowels. I know is why everybody's tuned in. So happy to inform you. Philly's wearing red in Arizona. I don't even know if I've seen those red jerseys. I like them, though. Gabs, what's up? I just bet on Florida State. Just bet on them minus 1.5. Now's the time to bet on Florida State. Oh, yeah? Kick return? I'm about to see it then. Oh, right up the middle. Thank you for that Florida State minus 1.5. Yeah, can I start hating the Saints now, Gabs? Is that fine? Is that okay? Ooh, hi. Dude, I don't know how many injuries he's got right now. It seems like a lot, but he should probably not be playing. Derek Carr, that is. Him yelling at his offensive coordinator doesn't help either. Yeah, I mean, there's some kind of dysfunction going on there. There's some kind of dysfunction going on there that I don't necessarily think a switch to Jameis Winston is going to help. But if Carr isn't healthy and he's screaming at dudes on the sideline, you might just need to sit him down for a little bit, you know? Monday night, San Francisco versus the Vikings. San Francisco beat up. We get an extra day, but flights back and forth, man. Still running the football. Yeah, but Milk, if Debo and McCaffrey are both out, got to be honest with yourself here. Oh, that looked like a flag. It was okay coverage. I take that back. Borderline. Brutal. Can't do that if you're trying to upset a top 5 team. Well, the Vikings are shit this year, plus we have one good wide receiver. And Vikings defense is trash. I don't know if it's trash. They've been struggling this year, but I don't know if it's trash. What a throw. Oof. Gotta run the ball. Wow, what a throw. It's even better from the back angle. Yeah. Yeah, Gabs. Florida State Duke. That's the score bug literally from me watching the game. I would show more if I could. But my game's a little bit behind, obviously. You know that. Third and 10. Oh, what are you doing? What a throw. Unbelievable. That was a crazy throw, though. Kyle Whittingham, I got Utah on my other screen. Kyle Whittingham has a fantastic head of hair, I gotta say. He is like 50, and the lettuce is strong. What you think about number 5 verse? I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, what a pick. What a pick. Duke's still only getting 6.5. That's crazy. Give me a full touchdown. Oh, there it goes. Just switched over. It's minus 125 for 7.5. Let's see how this drive goes. You know, I haven't really done much draft work yet this year, Gabs. I've been between having to pay attention to the Broncos and paying attention to my Bills. I used to be doing draft work all through the season because the Bills were terrible. And so I wanted to talk about who they could possibly pick to get better. And now between the Broncos and the Bills, I just haven't had time to do any draft work. So I don't know nothing about Jared Verse, not yet. Oh, I know you are. I'll lean on you for my draft evaluation, Gabs. Hey, listen, you actually, and like, I think Richardson, this is not a knock on Richardson. He's just young and unproven, but you might win more games this year with Garner Minshew than you would have with Anthony Richardson. So, you know. God, he just went right over his head, didn't he? This Utah SC game's good too. We got a couple good ones going on tonight. Oof. '93 has been everywhere, man. What a hit. Fourth down, you got to take the points here, right? 4th and 4. Kick the field goal. The analytics did not say go for it on 4th and 4. All right, I'm going to roll a minute's worth of commercials here with them. Back. Ooh, hey, welcome back. Very interested in Duke plus 7.5 right now. It's minus 130 though. So it's costing you a little bit. I'll probably wait on it. But I got eyes on it for sure. The Utah and SC game still tied up. Philly's still up by 2. It's a good sports night. This is one of the benefits of late October. Just sports everywhere. This is what you dream about when it's the summer. You got nothing going on. If FSU stops shooting themselves in the foot, it's a wrap. Listen, I mean, yes, they've made a couple of mistakes, no doubt, but that Duke defense is good too. You know what I mean? Oof. Not a. I feel like Mike Norvell's a little bit of a jerk. Gabs, have you watched? Do you watch like interviews and stuff with him too? I feel like he's a little bit of an ass, which you have to be to some extent to be where he is. Head coach of a major college football program, you got to have some unwavering confidence, unwavering belief. But he's kind of a jerk. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like you got to have a little bit of over self confidence, over belief, just to get to that spot. But like the guy across the sideline, Mike Elko, like I said, I coached with him at Hofstra. He was a good dude. You know what I mean? There are ones that are just good guys. You know. You watching baseball too, Gabs, or you just watching Florida State? Man, the talent in Tallahassee is impressive. Not a town that you peg for. Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy. It's a good way to get a 15-yard penalty. I just saw the suplex. That's a good way to get yourself a 15-yard penalty. He took him down easier than I thought he was going to, but Florida girls are just different, man. Yeah, well, I'm not going to say no to that. I just, they're also a little crazy, you know what I mean? So, so but Panhandle girls are different than South Beach girls. You know what I mean? So, I don't know which one you're claiming, Gabs, but I've talked to plenty of people who went to school down there, and the Panhandle girls are a little bit different. First down. Sarasota, South Florida. Yeah. I mean, those are two different classifications of women, South Florida and Panhandle. You know what I mean? Uh-oh. It's a big series here. Got 1st and 20 now. You don't need it all at once. Oh, you got to catch that ball, though. Because if you get a first down, you're in points range, and if you don't, you don't. So, big series here. Well, and you're supposed to have, Florida size on that defense. Yeah, that hurt him too. He's hurting a little bit after that run. Oh boy. All right, now you're in points range. Oh, I love Utah in this Utah SC game. You got through the bulk of the first half tied up, and you're just going to start leaning on them, running the football. Arizona with the base runner. Gabs. Come on, man. You know the show's tomorrow. Honestly, I haven't really taken an in-depth look at the lines yet. I looked at them on Thursday, and I haven't looked at them since. What are you doing? Just do what I tell you to. Jesus. That is annoying. All right, let's see if anything jumps out right off the top. I mean, Bills have played like dog shit, but they're only -7.5. Lions getting 3, I like. Eagles -3. I don't know. Those are the only ones that jump out on first blush. Oh, almost a real nice catch in the SC game. So it was 3rd and 5, and Utah ran the ball. Now it's 4th and 1. It has to mean that they're going for this, right? You're ahead of me, but it sounds like I'm going to like what's going to happen. That's what I was saying about FSU before you jumped in. It just doesn't look like a top 4 team, man. And this Duke team is tough, Gabs. Don't get me wrong. I like this Duke team a lot. But if you're a top 4 team in the country, what up, Emerald? Appreciate you jumping back in. Just watching some FSU Duke. Got Utah USC on a second screen. Got Phillies Diamondbacks on a third screen. It's a good sports night, man. It's a good sports night in late October. $17 up, and I've been watching, trying to. I bet Florida State -1.5 when they were down a whole bunch. Been looking for. I should have taken the pregame line. I knew it too. But been looking for Duke to get back up over a touchdown. I think you are a Colorado native. How do you feel about last game and how hopeful are you of the upcoming game? So I was born in Buffalo, but moved out to Colorado when I was like 4. Some people get very picky about if I say I'm a native, but I lived out here most of my life. And if you're talking about CU, man, that was maybe your easiest game on the schedule, and you gave it away, man. You just gave it away. You're up 29 points. You cannot lose that game. So, listen, for me, I thought they were going to win the TCU game. For me, this is the first game that they lose that I think they should have won. And so now you got to go win a game that you weren't supposed to if you want to be bowl eligible. And I think they can do that. There's a couple of these games that are coming up here that are against teams that are ranked before or now. The back half of their schedule is good, but I think they can get there. They need 2 more wins. So if you end up with 5 wins, it's going to feel like you let one get away for sure. Shedeur might go into the draft. I think it's going to depend on a few things. Do they feel like they have a legit shot at a national title? Does Prime get some offensive line recruits in there? Because if Shedeur thinks he could possibly get hurt because he doesn't have a good offensive line, then I think he might think his way out of there. And does Caleb Williams go back? If Caleb Williams comes out, you slot Shedeur down further. But if Caleb Williams says, I don't like whoever the top team is, I don't like whoever the number 1 pick team is, and I'm not going to come out this year. I'm going to go back for another year. Then Shedeur might say to himself, like, well, in that case, makes sense for me to go. It's me or Drake May, and it won't just be him. There's a bunch of good quarterbacks, Penix and Ewers, but I think it plays into his decision because Caleb probably slots in at the top there. So if he's not coming back, then you move everybody up a spot. Emerald, I'm terrible with gambling, but I set myself a budget 200, and if I lose it all, I don't bet anymore. It's good to have limits. Make sure you know what I mean, how much you're betting. I only bet small amounts because I don't make a ton of money. So everybody has their own way of doing it. 200 is good for you. For me, I just don't do anything more than $5 on a bet. You know what I mean? I shouldn't say that. During the regular seasons of football, I don't do anything more than $5 on a bet. The hope is that I put in a couple $100 at the beginning of the year, and I'm good enough that lasts me the whole season. And then when I get to the playoffs, that was money well served. So, no, I got what you mean. But if your total budget is 200, I got what you mean, Emerald. But I'm just saying, like, if your total budget is 200, it's good that you got to budget it out. It's a smart way to do it. Milkman, the Bears trade the first to someone else, and maybe he goes to the draft. And if not, then he should stay. Well, I mean, it depends who the Bears trade it to, right? So, and, it's going to be him and his dad deciding who they think is a good fit for him. So, The only time I bet higher is when there's like promos. You bet 20, and if you lose, you get the 20 credit. Yeah, those free bets. It's definitely the way to go because you get 2 shots at it, 2 swings at it. But yeah, it wasn't only NFL playoffs. Will I bet bigger than $5 on? Because I follow the league real closely, and everybody's trying their damnedest to win. So like you can expect a good effort from everybody. Nobody's coming out lazy or something like that. So the Bears are a really good fit. They're going to be with a new head coach. Maybe the Lions are 3 top 2 top 3 picks maybe. Yeah, I don't think that's a terrible fit for Caleb. I think it's something he'd consider. Is he okay with the cold weather? And who's the head coach are the 2 questions there. But if Chicago says that they're going to move on from Justin Fields and keep both those top picks, then yeah, that's definitely a possibility for him. But I suspect he's going to ask teams to let him know that before he enters his name in the draft. Whoever has that number 1 pick. All right, 36 seconds for Florida State here. I'm kind of surprised they're going to try something, but let's see. Oh, boy. Yeah, lots of pressure for Duke. Oh. Well, you guys know I say it all the time. Hardest first down to get is the first one. So now you got to try to take a little bit bigger of a chunk here and make sure you get first downs when you're completing passes. Milkman, but I like how we talk about Caleb would be a good first-round QB. What if he turns into the next round? I mean, you could say that about any quarterback, Milkman. You never know what these guys are going to turn into. The transition from college to the NFL, the type of mental processing you've got to do, the athletic ability needed to face world-class athletes. I mean, it's the top 1% of college football. So the best you can do is look at his tape, compare it to other tape of other college guys who have worked or not worked, and do your best. What I can tell you is there's a lot of evaluators who are really high on him. So when I've watched him play, the mental processor is there. But even if the mental processor is there, if he doesn't have the arm strength to fit it in, he's not going to work. Not saying that is Caleb's thing. I'm just throwing it out there that there's a number of tools that you need as a quarterback. So, we'll see. I mean, what are you going to do? Not take quarterbacks because they could bust, Milkman? I might put a second back on the clock here. Because technically the clock stops when they move the chains. And so you can get a playoff here if they put a second back on the clock. He was down. And that's going to be a 10-second runoff because he's in bounds, and that'll end the half. That's the complaint people have with Tua Emerald. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, I like Tua a lot, and I think he's got a good enough arm for an NFL QB, but his processor's great, and that's why you see what you see from him. You know what I mean? So absolutely, that's the complaint that people have. And Herbert's kind of the opposite. People question the processor a little bit, but he's got a laser rocket for an arm. So the mental processor I think is good enough on Herbert, but you know what I mean? It's the opposite of what you're dealing with Tua. There's just so many things that you have to be a great NFL quarterback. On top of all that, you need a drive, a will, a want to, leadership, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, 10-second runoff and the half is over. Thanks. I already told everybody that. Thank you. So yeah, there's just so many things, you know. Milkman, maybe because if you pick a late round QB and he turns into the next Brady or Brock, then it's a win, especially if you don't have a first round pick. Yeah, I mean, listen, every team would do that if it was easy to do. It's not. It's not easy to do. I've told you this before, Milkman. The bust rate on first round quarterbacks, despite being incredibly high, is still lower than the bust rate on quarterbacks in rounds 2 through 7. You don't hear about, I mean, there's 15 quarterbacks drafted every year, and you can name me one from 2 years ago, one from 7 years ago, and one from 20 years ago who are late round picks who worked out. You know what I mean? Like it's the hit rate is so much less than it is for guys in the first round. But that doesn't mean that they're going to work out. You know what I mean? You just never know. Please don't act like Purdy would work on every team. That's a good point, Gabs. Yeah, I mean, give a little bit of credit to the head coach here. I don't like the term system quarterback because, like, it's not like you have a choice to run a different system. But, yeah, I mean, Kyle Shanahan is a huge help to Brock Purdy. He made Nick Mullins look good. He won games with C.J. Beathard. Like, let's give a little bit of credit here to Kyle Shanahan and what he's doing. That's not to say that Purdy hasn't been great. He's executing the system that he is in. He's got great weapons. But one thing I've said about John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan is it's real easy to build a team when you don't have a quarterback contract that you got to deal with. So, you know, you can make Nick Bosa the highest paid defensive end and Christian McCaffrey the highest paid running back and Deebo Samuel one of the highest paid wide receivers because you don't have a quarterback salary. So, let's see. Emerald. Like, really, it's Dak, Tom Brady, Purdy. I can name off the top of my head. Russell Wilson's in there, too. He was a third-round pick. Kirk Cousins was a fourth-round pick. I mean, there's a few of them, but compared to, I mean, there's 15 quarterbacks drafted every year. You know what I mean? And 2 of them get drafted in the first round. So compared to the number of quarterbacks that actually get drafted, the hit rate is so small for those late round quarterbacks. You still need to be in a good system. I tell this to people all the time. I do not know if Josh Allen would be Josh Allen without Brian Dable and Sean McDermott. You need to have a good coaching staff that will take care of the kid, will foster the kid, will teach the kid. And the kid's got to have some stuff too. You know what I mean? He's got to have a drive. But, like, Sam Darnold was doomed, man. Sam Darnold was doomed. Baker Mayfield went to an okay situation. But, yeah, I just, you know, the coaching staff, I think, makes a big difference. Milkman, I think he can play on most NFL teams. Can play or can be 5-1, Milkman? That's what we're talking about. Could he be a mid-range starter on a bunch of NFL teams? Probably. He's had a lot of time in college, you know, and I think it helped him develop a whole lot. And I've said on the stream before, I like quarterbacks who have to elevate a a team. So either take a team from bad to okay, or okay to good, or good to great, or great to national title contender, because I want a guy who's like the talent all over the field isn't so much better than anybody he's playing against, which is what worries me with Caleb Williams. And so at Iowa State, that's something that Brock Purdy had to go through. Iowa State wasn't rolling out there and, clobbering teams. So I do like that in Brock Purdy because it more closely simulates what you're going to deal with in the NFL. So could he play on a bunch of teams? Yeah. Would he still probably be a backup on most of those teams? Yeah. And maybe he gets a shot someday and starts and turns into Kirk Cousins. But if you put Purdy on the Patriots today, how many games do they win? That's a good question, Gabs. I bet they're 3-3 or something like that, 3-4. They've been in a bunch of games, but they're also real banged up. They're missing a bunch of talent. So, Emerald, look at Mahomes this year without Bieniemy. Probably misspelled it. Yeah, coaches matter. The player matters more, as we saw with the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick thing. The player matters more, but coaches matter. Milkman, well, it depends because the Patriots don't have any weapons, so maybe 9 games. I don't know if Brock Purdy wins 9 games on the Patriots. With how beat up they are right now, that roster is in rough shape. So I think 9 games is a bit optimistic, but yeah, I think he wins more games than Mac Jones has so far, if that's your point. I think he's enough to make a team go from good to great, but I don't think he can carry a team. If you're talking about Purdy in the NFL, I don't know that I agree with that. I think can play at a level where he holds the team to the level it's at. So if the team's already good, he's not going to cost you. He'll keep you good. If the team's great, he'll keep you great. I was talking about in college. I want a guy in college. I want a quarterback that has to elevate his team from bad to good to great, so on and so forth, because then when you're working at that talent deficit, that's what it's like in the NFL, right? Like you're not playing with a team that's just better than everybody else most of the time. So you're used to, having to fight, having to figure it out, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's about Purdy. Oh, I agree. He's good enough to keep you at that skill level, but wouldn't necessarily make the Broncos amazing. Yeah, right, 100%. Milkman, but all I'm saying is the most USC quarterbacks have come out since the start of the 2000s have all been, but that's what I'm talking about, Milkman. Like all those quarterbacks that come out, they're used to SC having incredibly better talent than whoever they're playing. Now that'll change a little bit in the Big Ten, right? Like those quarterbacks are going to be a little bit more battle tested when they have to play Michigan and Ohio State and Penn State and whoever else. But their walk through the Pac-12 every year, they didn't really have to push too hard. So, USC quarterbacks have that, definitely have that stigma, but we'll see. I think the Pac-12 is really good this year, and Caleb Williams has already lost the game to Notre Dame, so he's 14-14 with Utah right now. Let's see how he handles the rest of the year. It's a good Pac-12 this year. Emerald, another point to Purdy. He also knows his role compared to Josh Allen or Herbert, where they constantly feel like they need to play hero ball. Purdy knows he can just trust his receivers, and I think that goes a long way. It does. It does. Period. But the Allen or Herbert thing, I don't think it's just that they feel like they have to do that. I think they actually have to do that. You know what I mean? I think Allen suffers from play calling a little bit, but he's also trying to find the balance of not just running wild and being a loose cannon all the time and being a pocket passer, which he could be a very good one if he takes the time. Herbert, They constantly ask him to try to win games at the end. You know what I mean? And when your team is putting you in those positions, you got to take chances. So the Chargers are just a real odd case. Chargers are going to Charger, but yeah, arm arrogance is a thing with those QBs, and I love it 100%. It's fun to watch them just rifle the ball into a couple windows. Purdy is better than Josh 100%. I know you're just trolling, Milkman. And like I've said to you before when you say that crap, if you believe that, I just think you're a shitty talent evaluator and don't know much about football. But I know you're just here to troll. I know that's what you do. It's all good. I'll be honest, I'm not completely sold on Herbert, but I never saw him in college, so maybe I just don't know. I think we got to see Herbert with another coach, if I'm being completely honest with you. And I like Kellen Moore a lot. It's not necessarily the OC that I'm worried about right now, but I just feel like, we got to see him with another coach. Okay, let's take a quick commercial break here and be back for the start of the second half. So hopefully you guys can hang out. We'll see you on the other side. Go get some food, a drink, and head to the bathroom, and then we'll see you for the second half. All right, welcome back, everybody. Hope you got a chance to get a break in. Milkman still trolling, I see. But like I said before, Rob, if Purdy wins that Super Bowl this year, would you agree to say that he's at least better than Josh just for 1 year? The best quarterback every year doesn't win the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is more of a team sport than any other sport there is. But are you still here, Milkman, or did you run away? Because I want to make a point to you here. Emerald, even if he wins MVP, wins the Super Bowl, wins Super Bowl MVP, people will still not respect Purdy. No, they'll respect him. Wanted to show you this, Milkman. It's a Colorado Avalanche Stanley Cup ring. Trying to figure out how to best light it for you. I own this. Literally got my name on it. Which means that I'm better than any hockey player who didn't win a ring? Is that where we're at? Gilbert Perreault or Marcel Dion. If they don't have a ring, I'm better than them, right? By your count? Because I got a ring? Is that how we're doing this? Is that what's going on? I was just checking. I'm just checking. Because you're making it sound like I'm a better hockey player than all those guys now. So, here we are. Got my name on it and everything. So, I guess I'm a better hockey player than all those guys who haven't. I'm better than Connor McDavid. He hasn't won a ring yet. Better than who else? Who are the really good players now who haven't won one? Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid. I'm a better hockey player than all of them because I got a ring. Sucks to suck. Am I right? Am I right or what? Sucks to suck. Or is that us taking argument to the logical fallacy to prove that it's not really a very good argument? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe rings don't really matter like that. Now, would he be a starting quarterback that won a Super Bowl? Does his name get etched into history like that? Sure. Do you think Trent Dilfer is a better quarterback than Josh Allen? Do you think Trent Dilfer would say that Trent Dilfer was a better quarterback than Josh Allen? Because I think Trent Dilfer would tell you that you're fucking crazy. That's what I think. What about Mark Rippon? I'll even give you like Eli Manning. Think Eli Manning's a better quarterback than Josh Allen is? That one I think is at least a fun discussion to have. But I think even Trent Dilfer is telling you that Trent Dilfer isn't as good of a quarterback as Josh Allen. Never was. Never will be. So, I don't know. When you get into the ring argument, what does Purdy do to win the ring? Does Purdy go 15-0 in the playoffs, touchdowns to interceptions, and McCaffrey's out and Debo's out, and he still leads them through the playoffs and wins the Super Bowl? Then sure. Yeah. Can he prove that he's a better quarterback than Josh Allen by winning the Super Bowl this year? Yeah, depending on how he does it. But does just winning the Super Bowl this year make him better than Josh Allen? No, it does not. Especially on that team. So, there you go. There you go. There's the take on it. Second half underway. 2nd and 4. Yeah, I mean, Hurts has been okay. It's tough when you lose both your coaches, both your coordinators, I should say. I don't think I think he's somewhere between where he was last year and where he is this year. I think he's still a very good quarterback. But another quarterback that benefits from an incredible roster built around him. And that roster is going to start falling apart because his cap hit is going up. So it's going to get harder and harder. Good stop by FSU here to start the half. Clemson and Miami 7-up. How about that? It'll be interesting. They got a couple more. He can't even negotiate one until next offseason, I think. Maybe even the season after that. So they've got at least one more year of not having to worry about it. But then, yes, he's going to have to I think he's probably going to hold out at some point. Yeah, that is a great question by Elko. Defense ran off the field. Nobody ran onto the field. And they held the ball. I love them going for it here, by the way. They're just going to take a delay of game. Listen, with a guy like Kyle Shanahan, they might think to not pay top dollar and keep paying everybody else and just keep getting rookie quarterbacks on rookie contracts and see what they can do. Be a fun little experiment. I mean, everybody says when you have the guy hold on to him, and I've said this before, if you are, thanks for the follow. Ben, what is your name? Ben Smith isn't a Braves fan? Ben Smith at Atlanta Braves fan. Well, welcome, Ben. Thanks for hanging out with us. Everybody says when you get the guy at quarterback, you hold on to him, you pay him. There's some truth to that. But with the way that those quarterback contracts have been going, and I kind of said this when the Reed option was real big, like, I don't know, RG3 time period, right? Nobody wanted those RG3 Reed quarterbacks. Virginia up on North Carolina. How about that? I had been keeping an eye on that game. I thought North Carolina pulled away a little bit, so that's good to know. Thank you. That Duke defense missing some tackles all of a sudden. it would be a very interesting project to say I'm Kyle Shanahan. I'm going to draft 3 quarterbacks the year that we let Brock Purdy walk in free agency, and one of them will be able to play. You know what I mean? That'd be a very interesting plan. When that read option was a big thing, RG3 time, I said if you drafted the 3 best, RPO quarterbacks in college football who nobody in the NFL wants because it's not a scheme that you can run in the NFL, and who cares if they get hurt? Let them run the ball, and if they get hurt, then you get the next guy in. You know what I mean? It'd be interesting to build an offense like that and see if it worked. You draft Tebow, Lamar Jackson, and whoever else, and just see if you can make it work. Zigging when everybody else is zagging, kind of thing. The reason why I have Atlanta Braves in my name is because I'm a huge Atlanta Braves fan. Right on. Tough playoff year for you. I do have the baseball game on one of my other screens here. But you got a great team there, so that's exciting. All right, 3rd and 8. Just running back. He's 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage and throws it 40 yards downfield. Well, okay. Nice stop by Duke. Both defenses coming out and setting the tone here. Gabs might have left us because it's too stressful, but I feel like you got to feel good about your defense setting the tone a little bit. I don't know if that was enough for a penalty, everybody. Let's not get too tweaked up about it. Yeah, that one doesn't really matter. I'm talking about the penalty and that they drive coaches crazy. You're punting the ball anyway. It doesn't really matter. Do you have any football teams there, Ben Smith? College, pro? You a Dogs fan? Another flag. Goodness. Oh, you're an Alabama fan. You and Milkman will get along great. He trolls everybody who doesn't root for the teams that he roots for. And he roots for Alabama. They must have had you sweating in the first half today, Ben. They really figured it out in the second half. I thought for sure they were in trouble. (14-14), Utah USC still tied up. I still like Utah in the points there. I'm interested to see how many points it is now. See if I can find it. Philly's up 4-0. Oh, it's turned off. The spread's turned off right now. Interesting. Utah plus 2.5. Milkman, did you take that Utah plus 9.5 I gave you before the game or no? Oh, you weren't worried? I don't know if I have enough confidence in Milrow to not be worried when they were down 13-0. But good for you, man. You did take the 9.5? Well, Utah just got the ball back. It's all tied up. Still in commercial on Duke and FSU. Arizona trying to put something together. Oh, yeah? Is that upset going to come through? I unfortunately don't have another screen I can put it on right now. 26 seconds left. Oh, and Virginia's got the ball. How about that? Oh, Drake May got intercepted. Damn, that was one of the ACC's best chances to get into the playoff, I think. Was North Carolina, so that'll hurt. If North Carolina and FSU both lose today, the ACC might be in some trouble. Can't lose to a 1-5 team on the CW. You know what I mean? Duke's still running the ball well. Love that. Look, I hope USC and both ACC team lose today so Bama can get in the playoffs. It's definitely not hurting your case. Utah down inside the 10. There you go. Virginia with the upset. Duke offense is just grinding this FSU defense right now. Just beating them. Beating them into submission. That's a tough penalty for USC right there to give Utah a new set of downs inside the 5, inside the 2. Another first down, but Chris Fowler made the point, and it's a good one. If you put that ball on him, he might still be running. You're inside field goal range now, so. Oh. Damn, that was a crazy play. Okay, so Riley Leonard looks like he re-aggravated that ankle injury. He's probably hurt. Had a face mask that ripped off his helmet. That'll give him an automatic first down. This Duke offense has been running the ball well. So even if the backup has to come in, but, you know, Riley Leonard's probably keeping him honest. They'll load up the box now. Utah into the end zone. Damn, I hope Riley Leonard's all right. That's tough. Everything in commercial right now? Baseball? As always, if you bet anything, let me know. Love to know what you're betting. Been keeping an eye trying to get Duke at some point here, and I don't think I'm going to get them. They're playing too well. Should have taken the pregame line. Let's see what the line moved to on that Utah-USC game with Utah up by a touchdown. So Utah minus 2.5 now. Probably want more than a field goal if I'm betting USC. Utah plus 2 or USC plus 2.5 is even money. I do think it's a one-score game. I do think it's like a field goal game probably. But I would want a full field goal if I was going to bet USC mid-game here. Well, Will, USC is just shit this year because how they losing to Utah. After talking about winning this year, Natty. I mean, I don't think USC's shit. I just don't think that they're I don't think they're a national title contender or a CFP contender because I think they still have to play Oregon and Washington, and I think that's a couple losses that they're going to take. I'm gonna win this. Gonna win this bet, Rob, especially since I put 1K on it. Jesus, man. I hope you didn't put $1,000 on it. Feel like you exaggerate sometimes. All right, so backup quarterback for Duke is in. And if you're Duke, now you've got to start threatening to stretch the field horizontally, not just vertically, because they're not going to respect his arm as much. So you got to, these RPOs, he's got to pull a couple of these and run just to hold the outside defenders to the outside, you know? You didn't say anything about my ring, Milk. Come on. You also got to tell your backs the same holes aren't going to be there. If you've got a 2-yard run, just put your head down and mash in there and get 2 yards. Yeah, you just got to take that 2 or 3 yards every time you can get it. So D, go for it here. You're up by 3. 4th and 3. Backup quarterback. Elko's going to go. I think if you do that, you got to tell your backup QB he's got to pull it. Like, be looking for pulling that ball because they're going to crash on that back going up the middle. All right, let's see where are we at with the rest of these games. Phillies 1 out in the bottom of the 7th, top of the 7th, sorry. And a man on second. Yep. Caleb Williams back with the ball for SC. Down 7. Down 7. Watching Caleb Williams, wondering if he's losing a little bit of confidence because as he's rolling out, it's a tough throw back across his body, but he's rolling out because he was in trouble and he still didn't pull the ripcord on it. And that's a throw I feel like I've seen him rip before. Feels like he's running for his life a little bit too. But he got a first down. Emerald Buffs on the bye this week. Night game, 5:30 start. 5:30 start against UCLA in Los Angeles next week. Ben, Virginia deserved that upset win against North Carolina after what that program went through. Yeah, that team quite a bit at the end of the last season, and emotionally charged at the beginning of this season when they did the memorials for all of them, pregame and all that kind of stuff. So, but fumble. Utah ball. Now is when you bet USC. I wouldn't, just so you know. But if you were going to try to middle it, this is probably the time. Plus 5.5. Ooh, it's still a tough middle. Let's see. I gave you plus 9.5, so plus 5.5 is a 15-point middle. It's a pretty big middle, but you got to believe SC is going to come back for that. 4th and 3, still going for it. I love the call. Super aggressive. To throw. Oh, it's first throw of the game. I don't know that I would have called a pass there. It's a lot to ask of the kid. Watching this all 22 view. Yeah, it's a tough spot to put him in. Milkman, Rob USC fitting to lose today. Like, let it happen and watch this shit show go. Maybe, but that's why you take plus points, man. I'm not saying that USC is going to come back and win. I'm saying if you want to middle and try to hit both because you got plus 9, it's not a bad idea. All right, if you're Travis, you have to at least tie the game here. Quarterback for Florida State. Trying to run the ball. Haven't been able to do that all night against this Duke front. Arizona just go yard? Sure did. Is this the same kid as last night? It sure is. Thomas. 4-1. They're alive. All right, 3rd and 5 in this Duke game here. Nice on-time throw. Get you a first down. Ben Smith, I knew that Penn State was going to lose because I don't see them as a college football playoff contender. I agree with you. Penn State always finds a way to choke games like that away. The 4 points was tempting. I think it was 4.5. So that was tempting me at the beginning of the game because I thought they were going to lose, but maybe by a field goal wouldn't have been enough for you. But yeah. Yeah, Penn State always finds a way to lose those games. I have no idea. I think they're the only team that has been ranked in the top 10 every year since the CFP started and has never made the CFP, which is just crazy. But seems like Florida State's trying to go fast, and I think it's hurting them more than it's helping them. 3rd and 8. Pressure off the edge. The Duke defense is so aggressive. Travis finds a guy, though. Good for him. He's picking up those 3rd downs, man. Utah just bludgeoning this SC team back down inside the red zone. Oh. Milkman's going to be having fun tonight. Wow, what a catch. I don't know how he hurt himself on that play. Dude is huge, though. I mean, Jesus. FSU wide receiver number 14. He's huge. Is it a rib thing? Maybe the guy landed on him? Oh, Utah scored again. 28-14. Respect the UU. Please don't be a knee. Hate to see that. Ooh. Running the ball, working a little bit better off tackle than up the middle for this Florida State team. But Travis has been good. I don't know that you necessarily have to just leave it up to the run. I know you lost your best wide receiver, but All right, we'll take the quarter break with them and be back on the other side. All right, everybody, welcome back. Fourth quarter, Duke FSU. Utah USC still in the third. Utah's up by 2 touchdowns. Florida State driving. Ooh, that's a decent spot there. Oh, so many commercials. Let's see. Utah USC still going on. Caleb Williams, man, you're up against it. Let's see what you're made of, boy. Man, everybody's in commercial or injured or timeouts. Damn. Let's see, Ben. In 2 weeks, the official college football playoff top 25 will be revealed. Yeah, I was surprised it was so late. We were talking about this a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I thought it would be like around this week, to be honest with you, that they would put out the rankings for the first time. Maybe they'll make it a little bit earlier next year when there's 12 teams, kind of let people know where they stand. But definitely excited to see that first ranking for sure. All right, USC back at it. Ooh, and taking a shot. Don't land it, though. First and 10. 12 plays, 66 yards on this drive. Taking up 5 minutes. All right, let's go. Let's get a little action going here. Travis using his legs all the way down inside the 10. Is he going to bail Florida State out here? Oh, Philly's just hit another dinger. All day to throw for Clay Travis. And a late flag. Automatic first down. All right, so they'll be at the, 2-yard line? Student body and Clay Travis is in. Student body right. Florida State finally up 23-20. Caleb Williams with the pass batted down. He looks like he's struggling. Much to Milkman's delight. Interesting call to take the field goal here. 4th and 9 granted, but bottom 8, D-backs with a runner on, leadoff runner on. See if they can get something going. They're in trouble. Down 5. But they've had late night comebacks each of the last couple nights, so, who knows? See what else is going on in college football. Michigan State getting pounded. LSU pounding Army. Why are we playing Army? Come on, kids. What are we doing here? That's it. Plus the 2 games we're talking about. Late night, 8:30 starts. Arizona State at Washington. I kind of like the 28 points there. Give me Arizona State in the 28. And UCLA at Stanford. UCLA given 17 points, according to ESPN. I don't know where ESPN gets their lines from. Oh, that's cool. So there was the helicopters flew over the stadium as the flyover, and they've got footage from it now. That's pretty dope. It's not often you get to see flyovers from the view of the pilot, right? All right, so is Riley Leonard going to have his Willis Reed moment? All right, so you're still going with the backup quarterback. Oh. And you can't have a run start with the -5 there. So the running back looked pissed at the backup quarterback. I don't know what he's angry about. That is a crazy stat from the Utah USC game. 6 of the last 13 meetings, the winning team trailed by double digits. It's kind of nuts. Oof. Third and 19. I'm not a big proponent of give up runs, but feels like a give up run situation. Phillies 6-1 going to the 9th. Oh boy. A lot of pressure on the backup quarterback. Both in terms of guys running at him and mentally and emotionally. If Riley Leonard wants to get back in this bad, you have to put him in, don't you? I mean, it's just an ankle sprain, it looks like. Oh boy. SC with a pick 6. Fumble 6, pick 6. Things I thought I'd never say. SC's defense getting them back in the game. Pick 6. Damn. So you got to go for 2 here, right? Got to put Caleb Williams on the field, try to make it 3. Sure do. Oh. Okay. So he missed it, so you're down 5. Now you got to be careful about these weird numbers you got going on here. If you're a bettor. 23-28. If you had bet the SC 5.5 when I told you this is the time to bet SC, you have a half-point lead right now. Not saying, I'm just saying. Everybody in commercial right now. Let's see. What about World Series? Top 9. 1-1 count. Little league moment in the World Series. Catcher throwing the ball back to the pitcher and misses. Dribbles out to second base. Clay Travis trying to put together a drive here to put this one away. You can take 6 minutes off the clock and score a touchdown. It's going to feel pretty over if you're Duke. But this defense been playing well all night. Oh, he's got a guy. Utah with a 50-yard throw. Oh, did he catch that ball? Travis gets up limpy. Field goal here makes it a full touchdown. I think that's underrated how important that is. Second and 5. And I feel like Travis running the ball has really opened up this offense a little bit. Pulls it again. I mean, come on, Duke. You got to know that's what he's doing. What are you doing, 39? Still putting pressure on him, but I feel like him running the ball has opened this up a little bit. Good call. I just said how they've been putting the pressure on him, and a screen pass. There you go. If Riley Leonard's not trotting back out on this field, it feels like it's over, doesn't it? Great call. Great play calling. Because, listen, they're going to keep their ears pinned back, keep coming after him, especially even if he's running the ball, because they are going to want to make him feel them. So you take advantage of that, let them come too far up the field, and dump it off right over their heads for a nice little screen pass. It was a great call. Utah, USC. Utah's on the move. And they just showed how many yards they have this half, but there was a pick 6. So, of course, they're dominating in yardage, time of possession, that kind of stuff. Fourth down. So if you kick a field goal here, that makes it what, 8? Yeah, that makes sense. Do that. Be 31-23. Yeah, you got to take the 3 points there. Looks like we're going to the bottom half of the inning for the Phillies and Diamondbacks. Utah hits the field goal, so they go up 8. Devin Booker and Kevin Durant looking very unhappy at the Arizona Diamondbacks game. That's what happens when your team's losing, though. Durant's from Texas. I don't know where D-Book's from. Really? Sir Anthony Dominguez. That's an interesting choice here. You are up by 5. And he lines the first one, but right to it, guys. So there's an out. Interesting choice, though. You don't go with Alvarado. Especially with a day off tomorrow. Huh. Ooh. Saw the guy off. All right, so since they scored a touchdown, this turns into a huge drive for Duke here. Gotta have points. Still the backup quarterback, so Elko must think that he's... Oh, geez. That Leonard is not healthy enough to go out there. Because if there was even a possibility, you'd put him in here. Completes a ball. That might be his first completion, to be honest with you. All right, big fourth down here, no doubt. You know that. I don't have to tell you. Not even close. That kid is so overmatched right now, I can't even tell you. And he's a redshirt freshman, so I feel for him. But this game is over. Only question that remains is if your 14.5 pregame is gonna hit if you're Duke, or does Florida State put more points on the board? Duke D doesn't just have to make a play. Duke D has to score. Caleb Williams running for his life a little bit. Feel like I've said that a lot today. Still completes it, but running for his life. Florida State just churning out first downs now. D-backs down to their last strike. Whew. Comebacker hits the pitcher, so everybody's safe. That's tough. Florida State offense just running clock right now. And they are in range for a field goal. Another first down. They are in range for a field goal, so your 14.5 is still alive, but they are down to the 5, which means if they score a touchdown, you are screwed. Oh, Philly's making a pitching change. Interesting. Walks into the end zone. And you're 14.5 dead. Your pregame 14.5 is blown. Oh, God. Oh, the running back just got destroyed in the USC game. Man. Went up to catch the pass and just got drilled. $38-20. That's Florida State covering all the pregame lines right there. I saw 10.5. I saw everything from 10.5 to 14.5. USC going for a field goal with 3 minutes left in the fourth. It's an interesting choice. You got 2 timeouts left. That's an interesting call there. All right, let's get back to this Phillies game. 0-1 count. Foul ball 0-2. Third and 3 for Duke. Another foul ball. Does he have room? No. Feel like 38-20, that score does not indicate how close this game was. I feel like Duke played pretty well. It's going to look bad in the box score, but I feel like they played better than it looks. Couple Florida matchups in there are going to be fun. FSU Miami, Florida State at Florida. 2-2 count. 2 outs. 2 on. Bottom of the 9th. Diamondbacks down 5. There you go. Struck him out. Phillies win 3-2, or win 6-1. Series is now 3-2. Headed back to Philadelphia. So you got 2 chances to get it done in Philly. Couple top 10 losses. Making those Bama kids feel good. I like Arizona State in the 28 points. Not going to lie to you. I think Washington's really good, but maybe a little bit of a letdown. And that Arizona State team fights, man. That's what I like about them. They definitely fight a little bit. We've lost 13 of 15 to ASU. Really? That's interesting. Wonder what's behind that. This ASU team this year, and thanks for jumping in for the first time, Sim the Rim. This ASU team this year, they fight, man. They almost beat USC. They almost beat Colorado, and I know horseshoes and hand grenades, but I don't know. 28 points is a lot to give a Pac-12 team. Although, I don't know if Scatabo is playing, but just hearing people yell his name all the time definitely irks me a little bit. They love the Scatabo. What are we waiting on here, kids? Making sure we have all our exposés done before we call this a game here. All right, that'll do it. All right, well, thanks for watching, everybody who came through. Appreciate y'all. I think the game was closer than the final score indicates, but it's the way it goes sometimes. Tough for them to lose their quarterback, too. Tomorrow morning is the NFL betting show. Me and Sterling will go through every NFL game and pick every NFL game. And I'm not just saying it. I put my money where my mouth is. I place the bets right in front of you. So we'll do that right here on this channel, 9 o'clock Mountain, 11 o'clock Eastern. So make sure you come back for that and hang out with us for your NFL pregame show. And let's see. Let's raid you guys out. What do you say? Let's see. Homie's playing some Starfield. Maybe we do that. All right. Like I said, I appreciate everybody for coming through. Make sure you join us tomorrow morning for the pregame show. And then, of course, we'll do a Monday Night Football wash-along, too, because I know we got a bunch of Niners fans in here. So, shout out. All right. Appreciate y'all for hanging. Have a good night.